Hello everyone, my name is Urvisha Patel, working as an assistant professor in Computer Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. We are continuing with unit number 3, Servlet API and Overview of Subject Advanced Java Programming. Subject code is 3160707. Today's topics are Servlet Lifecycle and Servlet Code of Servlet Lifecycle. This is the servlet state transition diagram of servlet lifecycle. When the program is loaded, it will call init method of servlet. Init method is used to initialize all the parameters of the code. After that, servlet container call the service method. This method is used for the servicing purpose. It will receive the request, process according to the request and give the output. After service method, destroy method will call. Destroy method is used to destroy the servlet. It is used to release all the resources which is unused. After destroy method, your servlet is in destroy state. After that, your servlet is shut down and now it is in unloaded state. This is the state transition diagram of. Let's see more description of servlet lifecycle. The first step is loading and instantiating the servlet class. The servlet is now considered to be in loaded state. In loaded state, it is loading and instantiating the servlet. Second step is initializing the servlet instance. Servlet instance which is created in first step is initialized in second step using init method. Once the servlet is in the initialized state, the container can call service method after received the request from the client. After completion of all the work of service method, the servlet container will call destroy method on the servlet instance and put the servlet in the destroyed state. When the servlet container shut down, it must be unload the servlet instance which was created in first step. Let's see more description of first loading and instantiating a servlet step. When we start up a servlet container, it looks for a set of configuration file, means the deployment descriptor file, that is web.xml file. So when we start up a container, it looks for a configuration file, it looks for a web.xml file. In this file, all the servlet it uses is displayed. An entry specify the name of the servlet and a Java class name for the servlet. Servlet container creates an instance of the given servlet class using the method class.forName. Here we need to pass class name dot new instance method. This method is used to create a new instance. Java compiler is used to add the default constructor. At this time, the servlet is in loaded state. So in loading and instantiating a servlet, what will happen? When it receives the request, servlet containers looks for the configuration file. In configuration file, it displays the name of servlet and Java class name. Servlet container creates an instance using class.forName.new instance method and Java compiler adds the default constructor. Next is initializing a servlet. After creating the servlet instance, it calls the init method. Inside the init method, we need to pass the object of servlet config. This object contains all the initialization parameters that we have specified in deployment descriptor file. This deployment descriptor means we have specified in web.xml file. Servlet is initialized after the init method returns. Servlet container will call the init method only once on a servlet instance. Pre-initializing a servlet. Usually, a servlet container does not initialize the servlet as soon as it starts up. It initializes the servlet when it receives a request for that servlet for the first time. This is called lazy loading. Lazy loading means when it receives a request for the servlet, at that time it initializes servlet. That is lazy loading. You can write load on startup elements in deployment descriptor file to make the servlet container load and initialize the servlet as soon as it starts up. This process of loading a servlet before any request comes is called preloading or pre-initializing a servlet. Next is servicing a client. First step is loading and instantiating. Second one is initialization. And third one is servicing client request. After the initialization of servlet instance, your application is ready to service the client request. After receiving the request by servlet container, it will dispatch them to the servlet instance by calling the service method. In service method here, we need to pass two parameters, servlet request object and servlet response object. Next step is destroying a servlet. Before calling the destroy method, the servlet container waits for the remaining threads that are executing the servlet service method to finish. If servlet container decides that it no longer needs a servlet instance, then it calls the destroy method. By destroy method, the servlet should clean up the resources such as database creations that it acquires in the init method. Once this method is called, the servlet instance will be out of service and the container will never call the service method on this instance. So destroy method is used to clean up the resources and it will destroy the servlet if it no longer needs the servlet instance. Unloading a servlet. Once destroyed, the servlet instance may be garbage collected. In this case, the servlet instance is said to be unloaded. Let's see the example of servlet lifecycle. Here, client is typing the URL in the web browser. This is the servlet file, say hello.java. After typing the URL in the web browser, now client is clicking on this web browser. After that, this request is sent to the web application Hello Servlet. In Hello Servlet, it will look up for web.xml file. That is your deployment descriptor file. You can also say configuration file. In web.xml, it will look up for this name, servlet file name, say hello. This is the URL pattern which was already mentioned in web.xml file. After looking the servlet file name, it will return to the package which is created in hello servlet and then run the hello servlet.class file. This is the flow of servlet lifecycle. Servlet code. We have mainly three methods in servlet lifecycle: init, service and destroy. Import java.io.star package. This is for input output. For servlet, we are importing javax.servlet.star package. This package contains all the interfaces and classes which is useful for servlet application. Public class, class name, extend generic servlet. Here I am creating the class and extending the generic servlet. First method is public void init, throws servlet exception. Here we need to write initialization code. After initialization, container call service method, public void service bracket, object of servlet request, object of servlet response, throws servlet exception, comma, IO exception. Here we need to write servlet code. After execution of service method, next method is public void destroy. Destroy method is used to destroy the servlet and release the resources held by the object. This is the code of servlet lifecycle. Thank you.